Hey guys, what's up? My name's Brian James. Welcome to my channel, and it's about, obviously, my chevron. Okay, so it's been a while again since I've done anything in the regards to putting a new clip up on YouTube, so thought we'd better get on to what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Cool. Okay, so the most obvious thing that I've done since the last time you've seen it is I've painted some stripes. Yes! Okay, so we've gone with a burnt orange over the satin black and a silver pin striping. Obviously that runs into the grill. I've got aluminium mesh here and just making the little 7 pop with the orange coarser mesh. Okay, moving back down the car a bit. I've also started putting soundproofing in. Now, I know a lot of people think that, hey, there's no roof, there's no doors, what do you need soundproofing for? But you do actually hear the drumming of the aluminium, and it annoys the living death out of me. So, I've got soundproofing in. This car is not a racing car. It may see a track, but usually as a spectator, it's not going to be on it. It's more for touring. So I don't care about lightness. It's already an incredibly light car. In under 500 kgs, wow, so light. So, as I say, we're putting in the soundproofing. If we come around and have a look in the gauge cluster. So, I did want to replace the gauges, but to get decent gauges, like this Speedo's a Smith Speedo, to get decent gauges, it was going to cost me close to $1,000 by the time they were landed here. That's a lot of money. And remember, the car only cost me $2,000 to begin with, so it's half the price of the car. So what I've done is I've machined up a surround for the Speedo, cleaned it up. I'm having a new cable made for it at the moment. I've removed the rev counter because it had been full of water and it's completely corroded. I've put in this insert just to allow me to use some ram mounts. I like using the ram mounts because they're really good and they're solid and they're fully adjustable. To hold my GPS, once again, car is for touring, I'll need my GPS. And then other than that, I've got oil and water. I don't need anything else. I was going to put all sorts of different switches and cables in, but look, it works well anyway, so why mess with something that's already working well? Also, since we last talked, I have piped the fuel line all the way through to the front. I've put in a 7-core cable that's gone right from the back to the front. Now, I'm not going to wire this myself. I've got an auto sparky coming in to do the job. I want it done properly, and look, electricity is just not my thing. It really isn't. Also, as we lift the bonnet, we now have a motor in here. Yay! So with the motor, since we talked last time, it's had a new clutch put in it. Once again, these little motors, things are so cheap. So bought the clutch for next to nothing, brand new. So that's gone in. Why wouldn't you do it if you could? So, and we've popped it. Also, new engine mounts have gone in with it. I've got all, like I say, I've got all new fuel line. Plus, I've put shielding all over the fuel line. Just a precaution. I may or may not need it, but at least it's there. Drop that back down. If we come over to the bench, the next thing I did was I've gotten a new battery for it. Now look, I do know that this is a big heavy battery and I probably don't need something this big for such a little car. Once again, I'm going to be hundreds of kilometres away from a service station. this is more a precaution than a need. Okay, I'm not at a racetrack and I'm not in the city. So I've decided to go with this battery. It's a big battery, so I've also made the battery box for it. So you can see that the battery goes into a recess in the base, so it's held very firm. I've got the top clamp. Now I will be putting a plastic piece over here, and you'll see why in a second. So if we put the battery into its casing, you see that it slots down into that recess nicely. Now that will be directly bolted to the chassis of the car. It ain't going anywhere. With the top clamp going on, so once this is torqued down, now there is a piece of rubber under here so I don't over crush onto the battery, and the battery has got a little bit of expansion. If in an accident somehow this connects to here, well, that's why I'm putting in the plastic piece screwed to this bar so it won't spark out. Okay, so that is the battery. As you can see, it's not light. Next thing I've done is the seats. Okay, so with the seats, the old steel bases on them were rotten out. They were rusty, corroded, and quite frankly they were dangerous. So what I've done is I've made a 4mm aluminium plate, giving this seat a bit of back support. And that's bolted through up onto here with these 6 bolts. So I custom made the washers as well. So I've made them with nice big radiuses, so look, when you're sitting on it, it doesn't dig into your bum, because that's not fun. So once the foam goes in on here, you're not even going to feel it. These will be bolted directly through the floor. Once we have the floor put onto the car, these will get bolted directly through the floor with a sandwich plate underneath, making sure that they have absolutely nowhere to go. The top part of the seat will be on the back bulkhead, so they'll be completely supported. Next thing is the exhaust system. So this was full of holes. So at work I got one of my friends to weld them up. He's TIG welded up all the holes. Once again, it doesn't matter because it's never going to leak exhaust into the cabin. And even if it did, well, it's not an enclosed seal, so it doesn't really matter that much. But still, it's good to have it done properly. So that's what has been happening. What is going to happen for the next week? And so the plans for the next week are get the exhaust system wrapped, get it put onto the car, get the muffler mounted to the exhaust system and then mounted directly to the car as well. I've got a friend of mine doing the sign writing for the car, which is going to look really, really good. You can't wait for you guys to see this. Get all the auxiliaries put onto the motor, starter motor, alternator. Oh, pardon me. Also, I've got a friend of mine with a couple of rolls of marine carpet that he doesn't want, so once I get that, I'll be putting all the inside, doing the marine carpet on the inside, including the back part above the diff. So that will go directly over the soundproofing. Once I've got the marine carpet in, then the sparky can come in, rewire the car, and I can start looking at putting the floor onto it and just doing minor details. I've got a few things coming in from England I can't wait for you guys to see, but we'll do an unboxing when that does come in. Okay, look, if you like what you saw, hit like, subscribe, and by all means, share it. The more people that see and learn about these cars, the better it is for all of us. We need more people in them. They are such a cool car. Okay, look, thanks guys, and you have a good day. Okay, bye.